Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video, and today I'm going to do my Attack on Titan episode 29 review. So, the episode was on Toonami last night. Um, well, by the time this video comes up, it would have been 2 nights before, but it also airs on the FunimationNow about 24 hours after it premieres on the Toonami TV broadcast airing. So if you have the FunimationNow stream service, you can watch it at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday. After, like I said, about 24 hours, not exactly 24 hours, but 24 hours almost after it airs on TV on Adult Swim Toonami. Um, so there's that benefit if you miss it on Toonami or don't have cable. Um, so this episode basically takes place on the castle tower, and I'm gonna just say this again because I keep trying to say it. You need the main characters in the show. There was not one scene in this entire episode where they showed the main characters. Not one of them. And that's bad, okay? This is a 12 episode season. People might not like what I'm saying, but it's a fact. This is a 12 episode season, guys. You need to show your main character. I know that they're trying to build these other side characters and stuff like that, but you need to show the main characters. You have to, especially when you're crunching one season in 12 episodes. You just can't do that. You can't, okay? If you're going to erase 25 episodes from season 1 and go to season 2 with 12 episodes, you need to feature the main characters more. Plain and simple. This is dumb decision. Whoever booked this. This is just it isn't right, guys. It isn't. You can't not have the main characters in the show. It just loses the luxury of the show. Even if you're giving the other side characters development, it doesn't matter. You have to show them. You have to show them, even one of them. You got three, really. I mean, technically, Aaron's the main character, but because there's only one main character. But you have to show the other ones too, the other primary characters, because otherwise you're losing the luxury of the audience. But this was a balanced episode. But again, it missed out on a lot of the main characters in the show. But getting to the episode itself. You got basically, once again, they did like a whole, what's the word for it, they showed the gorilla thing, the gorilla titan, which we don't really know that much about. All we know is he took one of the devices in the first episode, so maybe he analyzed it so he can find out countermeasures to the blades and stuff like that. I don't know. But this was obviously planned by him. He sent all the Titans down to everyone, basically, to take them out. And they do a 2 hours earlier thing, because they're about to show them, attacking the Titans or whatever. And then they do a 2 hours earlier thing. And you see these Scout Regiment people, they're, attacking the Titans. They attack the little Titan, which was like crushed by a bigger Titan. But this was all built around Crystal, Ymir, Rainer, and Connie. So they're basically trying to protect them all selves throughout this whole episode. In the first scene, you see Ymir, because Connie, he's just talking about, because he's still traumatized by, oh well, my village was destroyed, but everyone must not be there or have escaped because there was no blood. So that's the only logical explanation. And then he said the one Titan that was at the house that couldn't move, he was like, that looked like my mom or reminded me of my mom. So I guess his mom's a Titan. He's like, oh, that can't be, because if that is the case, then yeah, that means you're a Titan because biologically, you and your dad have to be a Titan then or whatever. And I find this funny because Aaron is a Titan, and obviously his mom wasn't a Titan. So I mean, well, we don't really know about his dad, but I mean, I find this really funny that she brought this up, um, because it's kind of hypocritical, and we don't even know about Annie at this point. We don't know her backstory yet. Hopefully, we find out. I mean, if we're going to find out about anything, we should be finding about more about Annie, if anything. Even Connie had referenced Annie too in this episode. That she had saved him before. And also Rainey had saved him. Um, so there was some stuff there. They eventually got to the scene where Rainer, he Titan was getting in, so he had to lock it up. And oh, I need help or something. In the arm, crashes through the door, and looks like he's about to smash it. And he's like, no, it's not. I'm gonna do it. And then another person comes in and gets like a axe shovel thing and stabs it right into his eye. And so take that one out. Eventually, when they're making their way back up, after that Titan's taken care of, Raining gets bit on the arm. Gets bit on his arm. And so then he actually picks the Titan up because he's not that big compared to the other Titans. So he picks him up, like fireman's carry style, and wants to throw him off, like give him like an AA, I guess. That's how I thought he was gonna be, because he's like stuck on his jaw, but he was gonna fall out or whatever. So they used the knife to like cut the jawline. But the thing that was so stupid about that is he cut off the jawline, but then just let the Titan sit down, which I thought was stupid. Why didn't you just throw him out once you cut the jaw out? It didn't. And then they just realized, oh shit, he's still he can just get up at any time. It was like, oh shit, we got to push him off the ledge. That just kind of seems stupid. You could have just thrown him off. You could have had yourself positioned so you can once you got the jawline off, to throw him out. So that was kind of dumb on their part. And then they had to fix Rainier up. I believe before that too, there was a scene. I think I missed it in this review, but there was a scene with Ymir and Raining as well. Rainer, he had said it was it was weird. They got this whole. I guess it is. I guess we can officially say they have a love triangle going on basically right now. But he said to her, "I didn't know you were that much into." I think he did. She said. I think she said that he's not. I didn't know you were that much into girls. And then he said, I didn't know you were that much into guys, if I'm not mistaken. And I thought that was like, oh, okay. And then there was also the scene where, he had the canned good or whatever, and he couldn't read it, but she could. He was like, how do you know that? How do you know this is in a different language? And then they got interrupted, and I think that's what led to the other Titan as well, which I just explained earlier, because I'm getting a little mixed up. But they also showed throughout the episode the fight scenes as well through the scout regiments, which I'll get to that in a second. Which because they got a couple of Titans, but then they were running out of fuel, and their swords were. I guess their swords have limits, so they can break and or not work anymore. So there was that as well, as they were running out. You got then you got them basically, um, well, Connie or not Connie, Crystal, basically, what she does is after they take the Titan out through the window, toss him out of the window, he has pretty much a fractured, arm, with the bones. So, what they do is she basically pours alcohol, an alcohol bottle on him, and that alcohol bottle will pay dividends later, by the way. But that alcohol, she pours liquor on the bone or the skin, which I don't know how that exactly would help, but apparently it does. But then Crystal decides to basically rip off part of her skirt, to basically give him, something to wrap it around since they didn't have any bandages. Um, and she said sorry that it's kind of dirty, but it's all we basically have. And then he was Rainier, and this is where it gets funny. Is he's like, marry me, and then Ymir gets pretty jealous about that and says like, I think my arm kind of got scratched up too. And he's like, Connie is like, well, just spit on it. Uh, so there was that. They eventually then got up to the top of the castle, and that's where basically the remaining of the scout regiment met their end. And mainly, which I thought was kind of really asinine, was that the girl scout regiment person, like, she was running out of like swords to use, or her swords were running out, and her fuel's running out. But this guy who was like, he just got bashed or something on the other side, and so he was on Dream Streak, and he eventually fades and falls down to the Titans. So then she decides to rescue him, and her swords fall off, and she has nothing left, and he goes into the other room, because she had saved him. And I thought that was really, selfish on the guy's part, that he just saved her, or she just risked her life basically to save this guy, right? And all he can think of is freaking alcohol. And so he gets this bottle. He sees this bottle when he goes into the room, and he tries to drink it. And he's like, "Oh my God, there's nothing left in it. Why is this?" And then basically gets pulled out by the Titan and eventually gets eaten. Same with the girl who risked her life to save this guy's ass. So, yeah, that really, I think, kind of sucks, because she saved his life, and then he just basically made it meaningless. Saving this guy's ass just basically was for nothing, essentially, because I died for nothing because this guy ended up getting himself killed, anyways. So, yeah, there was that. Eventually, when they're on top of the tower of the castle, Ymir basically tells Crystal that they had a special bond and that you don't remember it. And I'm really interested to see what's going to happen with that. There's there's a secret, and Ymir asks for Connie's knife, and he's like, "Well, what are you gonna do?" And he's like, "I'm gonna, attack them," and she's gonna attack or whatever. And she just basically says to Connie, just keep going and stuff like that, as if she's probably gonna die, in this next episode. So basically, the episode kind of ends with her, Ymir, cutting her eye, or cutting, next to the eye, and then she turns into a Titan. Or basically, and that's how the episode ends. And you kind of got an idea from it based on some of the looks she was giving to some of the people, especially when she was doing it to Raining at the end there. Because he suspected something with the language. How she knew this language and they didn't. So she is a Titan. So now we have three. Aaron, Annie, and now Ymir. Now, I don't know if Crystal is a Titan, or she's just kept a secret and forgot about it. I don't know what her involvement is yet. We'll probably find out next week. Maybe she'll, remember. They said that she wanted to fight. I don't know if exactly like I said, I don't know if she is a Titan. There was an episode. During this episode, she had said she wanted to go fight them, but Ymir said no. You just want to be the hero. You don't want to. You're not here to actually risk your life. You're here to you're here to be a hero or whatever. So I don't exactly know. Like I said, there's something going on that the priest said a couple episodes ago that Crystal knew something, but yet it seems like she forgot, because Ymir alluded to it. So we don't know exactly. It's really interesting that we're starting to see this whole Titan, a human academic. It's kind of. It might go with the theory that I've been thinking about and saying for a while now, is that maybe all the humans are secretly Titans, or anybody can become a Titan, and they just don't know it, or because like there are these Titans, right, that are like, this is official now, that these Titans have been guarding the walls, right, or so what if these Titans were humans? Or something, because something's got to be. There's got to be something to it, whether all of them are or most of them are, and maybe that's why the Titans are attacking. Maybe the real Titans are attacking because the humans, have been doing that. I don't know, but it's really odd that now we have a third Titan, and that's a human. We don't know if she was a Titan first or a human first. The only one we actually know that's in that category is Aaron, who was a human first and then became a Titan. We don't know if there are others that were humans first and then Titans, or the vice versa. We still know the mystery of Annie, if she was a Titan first and then just became loyal to Titans, or if she was a human first and converted to the Titans, or if she was a Titan first. So there's that whole aspect. I do think that, like I said, depending on what happens with Ymir, it does seem like after this episode they do have some love triangle going on with Raining, Crystal, and Ymir. It's not like the OVA series, which it's unrealistic for them to do it that way in the OVA, because the OVA was like, a joke. It wasn't supposed to be taken seriously. But here they made it more realistic. I thought the scene, like I said, the scene with Rainer and Ymir, I thought was really interesting. It was like, oh, well, I didn't know you were that much into girls. Oh, I didn't know you were that much into guys. Like, I thought that was a really interesting scene. Maybe they might throw a 360 on us and say that Ymir and Rainer would be together. I don't know. They have some love triangle going on with Attack on Titans right now, with those three. You can't deny it now, because it's like there's something that's going on with that. I mean, hey, you know what they did with Legends of Korra, so you can't say love. Korra or Asami was first with Maka, then or he broke up with her to be with was it and then Korra broke up with Maka, and then freaking Asami and Korra went together. Though the storyline didn't make any sense on why they did that. They just did it just to do it for some reason. But my point is love triangles can happen, and that was a love triangle, and this one seems more developed, obviously, than Korra's, because Korra's didn't make any sense because there was no direction, and even Mike and Brian had said, they didn't really plan out the storylines that much because for the first couple of seasons, because they didn't know if they were going to get another season. So it wasn't planned correctly, because the plans for Legends of Korra was supposed to be a 2-season miniseries, and then after the success of season 1, they got 2 more seasons. So they didn't plan it out correctly, and that's why. But this seems more planned out because obviously, they're not. It's a manga, so it's not a cartoon or anime first, and then comic book possibly second or manga second. This is like the thing. Right off the bat, they know what's going to happen unless they're creating filler. So yeah, they're clearly doing something, and there, but in a realistic way, and we'll see where that goes if Ymir lives, because the way she left it out was that she's probably not going to make it out alive in this episode. And you got to remember, there is a Titan army there, so it is possible that she might die in this next episode. And the way she alluded to at the end, that is a strong possibility that she's basically sacrificing herself so they can get away. So we'll see what happens there. But that's basically the episode. I'm just kind of rumbling on about the whole ship thing because I thought the way they developed this episode was kind of they left it out as like a love triangle type thing, and so that's going to be depicted some way, but that's going to probably get the shipping community in a frenzy. Oh yeah, that will definitely be depicted. But that's what I see it from a storyline perspective. That's what I see from a storyline perspective is they're clearly going for a love triangle, but we'll see where it goes. It's kind of funny because they kind of did that in the OVA as well. But the OVA didn't make sense because it wasn't supposed to make sense because the OVA is supposed to be the OVA junior thing was just supposed to be some funny thing. But this is more realistic. But as for the overall episode, I thought was decent, and I thought it was okay to what they were trying to sell. But at the same time, like I've said before, they really are lacking with the main character department here. There's only been so far one episode where it was heavily featured for the main characters, which that's not good in my personal opinion, especially when it's only a 12-episode season. Right? When you don't have that many episodes to work with, you really need to do better for that. To have characters be main featured characters featured more. But this is going to go align with what's happening because Crystal apparently knows something, and obviously she doesn't remember. So there's obviously got to be something there, and obviously that's going to lead to the reason for the main cast to go after her, because she knows something and they need to get her memory back. Maybe she remembers it now that Ymir becomes a Titan. I don't know, but we'll see in the next episode. But again, that's my review. Let me know what you guys think about this, since this is an English dub thing. We don't go to the Japanese versions. I know the Japanese version, I think, is a couple episodes ahead of us, but we are only talking about the English episodes. Because we're watching it in English. This is for English fan base, so keep that in mind. No spoilers from anything you've seen in Japan already. This is as if your first time you're seeing it in English. First time you're seeing it at all is how you need to treat it as when you're watching my reviews, because that's how I'm doing it. Because this is an English dub person. I only watch English dubs in animes, so that's how I'm doing this. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Comment, rate, and subscribe if you like this video and my other videos. And what do you guys think is gonna happen? Like I said, keep in mind we're only the episodes we've seen so far. So right now it's speculation. No spoilers. What do you guys think is gonna happen? Do you think this is like a Titan type, academic, or what do you think about the whole human thing? About Ymir being a Titan. Is Crystal a Titan, or who do you think is? If there's any more, let me know what you guys think. And that's about it, guys. I am the SS Ultimate Goku, and I'm out of here. Peace.